Can you hear us now? No, it wasn't just you.
Can they hear us now? Is it off? Is it blinking still?
That's not blinking.
Okay. Can somebody let us know if you can hear us? No, can't hear us. Shit.
Okay. Oh, it's on.
It's on the speakers. Now they can hear.
Yes. Yay! Good.
can
Yay.
hear
We
us
have a
now.
whole bunch of yays and yippies and yeses.
Okay, so
Oh,
sorry
you guys
about
are
that.
awesome. Okay, we're going to press rewind. We were just practicing that, and that was great. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning.
We're going to start over,
Thank
guys.
you so much for
Thank
your
you
patience.
For your patience. So give us 1 second here. We're going to rewind. And it's always interesting around here.
Well, technology is not our strong suit. We work with people. So
Correct.
for those of you who know Gina, this is really me. I'm hoarse today, so I have a little bit of a sore throat, so bear with us. Welcome to Fearless, Free, and Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yay!
Rewind. So the kids bought me this really fancy microphone, but I suppose we need to know how to work it in order to for you to hear us. But thank you for your patience. Yes, this is Fearless, Free, and Fabulous. This is our webinar tonight to share with you our upcoming teleclass. And some of you know that Fearless, Free, and Fabulous was a workshop and it was a one-day retreat. But we want to reach more women. So we are coming to your house.
That is right.
So make us some tea. But yeah, I'm Debbie Fisher, and I am here again with my lovely co-host Lillian Gina Quinones. And so I'll just go ahead. We're going to do it a little bit backwards. So I'm talking, so I'll just keep on talking.
Okay, go.
So I am a holistic health and life coach, and I started out coaching teens and parents as a life coach back in 2004. And what I really wanted to do as the years went on was to be able to coach the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. Because as you know, I don't have to tell everyone that all of that is connected. And so now I coach the total person, body, mind, and spirit. How do you keep your body healthy, your mind, and your spirit healthy? So that's what I do.
And I'm a doctor of naturopathy or naturopath. And for those of you that have never heard that term, it really is just I chose not to take the medical route, and I chose to go to naturopathic school, which taught me how to find the cause of where our illnesses are coming from. And really, our paradigm is that there's nothing that is beyond healing, and that there's resources that are not chemical and that are not going to give you side effects. There's resources on this earth, God-made resources, herbs and homeopathics and minerals and vitamins and all kinds of things that are going to help your body heal and actually get better. So I've been working with patients one-on-one for the last 9 years. And now I'm part of Fearless, Free, and Fabulous as well. And it's just a wonderful extension of my work.
Yeah, we love this work.
Mhm.
We love this work.
We really do.
We were not put in the same office for nothing.
That's right. That's right.
So we were sitting and we were planning this session, and we were trying to come up with what really is our biggest message. And this is it. When I loved myself enough, I became fearless, free, and fabulous. That's pretty big.
It is huge. It is huge.
Yeah. When I loved myself enough, what are all the things that we do when we choose to love ourselves?
And we struggle with the phrase loving myself because it has become very, very trendy.
Yes.
And it can be very cliche. And
it's vague.
And it's hugely broad and hugely vague. What does it even mean to love myself?
Mm-hmm.
When we're coming from generations of being oppressed and being voiceless, we don't even know who we are.
And dysfunction.
Yes. So it's really hard when you don't make a connection to who you are. Then it's really hard for you to meet yourself at that place and really love yourself. So we want to really start breaking down some of those barriers, because we found that in our work, the main thing that kept people from getting better, either healing from chronic illnesses or getting the dream career or changing their finances, getting out of debt, the major thing that became the roadblock for them was not a system, and it was not something that they didn't know. It was how they felt and related to themselves.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that. Yeah, we totally believe that in order to get anywhere on your journey, is you have to love yourself. You have to find your own divinity. You have to connect to your own magnificence. And so we're just here to shine the light.
We really are.
That's what we do. We just shine the light down the trail and away we go, right? So let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Why do we have such a hard time being ourselves? This is so hard. But what I find, and this is what I find with my clients, is that a lot of people don't even have a clue who that is or how to even connect to that. And so I love this picture. Just, it's okay to be you. So I was watching Super Soul Sunday, one of my favorite shows. And Sunday was Panache Desai, which I love to say his name. I think that's awesome. And he said the most brilliant thing, and I wanted to share it with you because it just fits so perfectly with what we're doing tonight. So he says, we have judged ourselves out of our own magnificence, and we have judged ourselves out of our own natural state, because we have bought into everyone else's conversations and everyone else's rules and regulations, and we try to keep up and measure up to all of that instead of just following who we naturally are. And we need to understand that we can only ever be who we are. And at some point, that has to be good enough for us.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
What are your impressions, those of you who are listening? What are your what comes to you? You can write it in the little chat box. What comes to your mind, or what lights up when you hear that? When you hear we can only ever be who we are, and at some point that has to be good enough for us. You know, for me, that lights up a huge life process. You know, our entire story as women is really feeling like we're just not enough.
Right.
We're just not enough.
Right.
And we have to fit all of these roles, and we have to fit all of these boxes of who we're supposed to be.
Right. And society's definition.
And family's definition, our kids' definitions,
Right.
our husband's definitions,
Right.
our parents' definitions.
Right. Yeah, it's just an endless list without just
Right.
being who we are.
Right. Everybody hearing us okay? Can you let us know?
It's freeing.
It's freeing. Someone said it's freeing. That is
Yay.
amazing. I love that. I love that.
That's why we do this work.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yeah, that is it right there.
So this is a list that we have here. We want you to take a look at it. And
oh, wait, rewind. We're getting some amazing feedback. Someone says, if who we are is not good enough for ourselves, then it will never be good enough for anyone else. Whew. Wow, that's amazing.
yes.
And it's an invitation that the world is
Giving us slowly.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, it is
Oh,
an
I just
invitation.
love
Thank
that.
you, ladies. Thank you so much for your
feedback.
feedback. We love that. We love that.
Yeah. So in our work, in our separate work and the work that we do together, these things that you're seeing on the screen now, the little points with the heart, the picture's blurry. These are points that we see where women have the biggest struggle. These are some of the biggest struggles that women have. And so we just want you to take a look and see where you might fit into these. I know points in my life, past and recent. I think I fit into these.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
Sometimes most of them fit me very well, actually. And that's the misconception about us teaching this class, is that we don't know everything.
No, yeah, we certainly don't know everything. And every time we put ourselves out there to teach this stuff, is really a learning process for us. And it really grows us every time.
Absolutely.
Yes. So someone says that the picture's a little bit blurry, so we'll just kind of read them just in case you can't see them too well. Putting yourself on the list.
Wow. Are we even on the list?
I don't know. Where's the list?
Wow. Being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
That one is really hard.
Yeah. Being gentle with yourself.
Asking for help.
Nurturing and taking care of yourself.
Feeling like you deserve love, not only from others, but from yourself.
Validating your needs.
And saying what you need to say without sugarcoating, and saying no.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more where this came from.
Yeah.
Where these came from.
Yeah.
I think we have laundry lists of things that could keep us from
We don't have a big enough PowerPoint.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. To get us to the core of where we are.
Right.
But over and over and over, we saw in our work, both with group and with individuals, we saw that anytime somebody hit a wall, anytime someone hit a wall, it was because of one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who could really get to a place of awareness, this is not for fixing. This is just for accepting and acknowledging where you have been and moving through it.
Right. And learning a new way.
Yeah.
Learning something new, a new way to handle it. I love all the comments. Keep them coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, oh man, this picture nails it on the head. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Asking for help is difficult for me. Me too. I've carried 3 children and 12 bags of groceries. And
yes.
No, I don't need any help.
Yep.
I'm fine.
Being vulnerable and asking for help are my hardest. And most of the time we tend to put ourselves last on the list, which is how we forget who we are. And I have a very hard time asking for help. Yes, all you ladies. And you know what I find amazing is that the comments are all very similar. And this is what is most powerful about this work, is finding that there's other people who have the experience. We have a very common experience as women. We are all one body as women.
Right.
And we need to come together and remind each other that it's okay. It's okay to be where you are.
Right.
It's okay to have a hard time asking for help. It's okay to feel vulnerable and not want to feel vulnerable. It's completely okay.
Right.
And you're not the only one.
Right.
So I guess our words to you today are me too.
Me too. Oh, me too. Me too, girl. High five on that one. There's such power and there's such validation in connecting with somebody that is a me too. It's just incredible. It helps you grow, I think, in some ways. So part of the what we're gonna do with the teleclass is that we're gonna take each one of these things and we're really gonna dig down deep and expand on them. And so tonight what we thought we would do is we would start with one. And we picked the one that we think really is the beginning. And that one is being gentle with yourself. So we're going to start there. this is hard because we are so hard on ourselves and we beat ourselves up about every little thing. Our schedules, our time, our bodies, our whatever, our thoughts, even. So just being gentle and loving to yourself. And I always tell everybody, how would you treat your best friend? That's how you should treat yourself. How would you take care of them and nurture them and love them and provide for them? Then that's what you do for yourself. And I know for me, I sometimes I'm not too gentle on myself. And when I really start thinking about it, what I remind myself of is that the voices that are being negative are not my voice.
Mm.
They're voices from my past, not just voices, but voices from my past.
Right.
And
Of real people
Of real
that have
people.
existed in your life.
Of real people.
Yes.
The voice, you're not good enough, you can't do, you won't do, et cetera, et cetera. And so I remind myself that that's not me. My voice is gentle.
Mm.
And that's how I pull myself back. So what about you?
Being gentle with myself. Gosh, that's really a brand new concept actually for me. So this is a perfect conversation because I've just recently learned how to be gentle with myself. I'm going to say in the last maybe year and a half, where I got to the place where I realized how critical and judgmental I was of myself. And one area of my life, feel free to say amen if you have too many things on your list.
Amen.
You have, or on your plate, like you have this plate and it's full of all these things you have to do. You got to clean the house. You got to get the kids. You got to go to work. You got to do the laundry. You got to do all these things. And at the end of an entire day, you have this whole to-do list. You did about 3 of them. You did them half-assed, excuse my French. And then you're, completely scattered and you're like, man, I'm just no good. And you start that negative self-talk. And that was my entire life. And I realized that I have to pull back. And first of all, set realistic expectations of myself. And know that there are certain things that I'm getting a lot of amens that there's only so much that a person can do without burning themselves out.
Right.
And that, if something didn't get done, now I have the opportunity to tell myself that it's okay. And every time that I tell myself it's okay, it's a healing moment for myself. It's between me, myself, and I get to heal me with the words, it's okay. I get to say, you know what? It's time to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow's another day. And that's been huge. And I hope this resonates with someone because it just really, really has been huge.
Yes, it has been.
So we want to encourage you to think of ways that you can be gentle with you. What do you judge yourself for? What do you criticize yourself about? Your turn to comment.
Yeah, really pay attention in your day to day because it's amazing. We sort of fall into a sort of conscious of not even knowing that we're doing that we're talking to ourselves that way or that we're beating ourselves up. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't very nice. I wouldn't say that to my friend.
Right.
Right. Or we wouldn't have any friends. So, yay.
There's some, there's some comments. There's some comments coming in, and we have somebody who said, you are speaking my language, Gina. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm speaking your language. there's some research on shame out there, and I can't quote it really specifically, but shame, which it comes from judgment and, self-talk and wanting to hide and not wanting to be seen, all those things. Shame can cause terrible repercussions on your central nervous system, on your brain, and on your heart, which actually has bundles of nerves inside of it. And so every time that you put yourself in a position where you feel shame, where you feel like less than what you should be, you feel like you need to hide, you feel like you cannot be seen, you put yourself in a position where your entire body is not functioning the way that it needs to function. And what you probably already know, but I'm just going to reiterate for you, is that eventually, if it's not happening already, eventually your body will start to speak to you. And if it's already speaking, you can turn that back. And if it hasn't started speaking, turn it back.
Turn it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
And that just sort of reiterates what we say about the body, mind, spirit connection, and how everyone plays a role in the same party.
Yes.
Everyone's playing a role. Wow. I love all the comments, you guys. Keep them coming in. Yeah. So that's your homework for now, is to be gentle. Just be gentle and remind yourself of that every day.
Wow. Thank you guys so much.
Shame is hard.
Shame is really hard.
We should really cover that in the teleclass.
Absolutely.
We should really dig down into that.
We will. We'll dig down on shame.
That is huge. So the first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. That decision sometimes can be really tough. But I heard the most awesome story this week. Actually, it was a friend of mine's. It was her horoscope. And within the horoscope, he was talking about how we try to see the whole picture and it's just totally overwhelming. And so he related to taking a trip in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights. But eventually you make the whole trip just by that way, by seeing little by little by little by little. And that's what this journey is about. It's not about taking all of those points on the PowerPoint and conquering them all right now, but it's about taking little pieces of each one, little by little by little, and learning and piecing them all together to create your own journey.
And I mean, you don't learn an entire textbook all at once. You don't raise a child all at once. You can't do anything all at once. Everything happens in bits and pieces and in phases. So you have to give yourself permission to go in bits and pieces and step by step in phases.
Right. And I think that's what we do with a lot of things, is that whether it's our health or, conquering a new task or finding a new career, it's like, it's overwhelming. And so we don't do it.
Right. Oh, story of my life. Just like my laundry.
It's too much, so we don't do it.
Yeah.
So we need to go by the headlights, the little headlights, little by little by little, until we get it all done.
So, so we were talking before this started, and we often have our little inspired moments, as you can tell. And we were reminiscing about some of the women that have come through our program. And like I said, we've been doing this now for a year. And we've had some really amazing I think every woman is amazing. So we've had just some of those amazing women have happened to come and be in our space with us. And what we said about that was we never want to give the impression that any of the progress that women make when they meet us or when we work with them is because of us.
Oh, no.
We never want to give that impression, because what we're doing is we're helping you take back what belongs to you and give away what's not yours. And you're the one essentially who makes the changes.
Mhm.
And it takes a moment of choice.
Mhm.
And it just, those moments of serendipity where we just happen to meet you at your choice.
Right. That's it.
We just meet you at your choice.
That's it. That's it.
And we've had some pretty cool choices that we've witnessed, haven't we?
We have. You know, one of my favorite ones was a lady that had lived her whole life sort of by the messages of her family, and then her children, and then her husband, et cetera, et cetera. And somewhere throughout the class, she just let that all go. And she's like, it's about me now. And I love that. That's true. She put herself on the list.
Yes.
She put herself on the list, and she let go of all that worry and concern of, am I good enough? Or was I good enough? And all of those things that come with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. And we had a young lady who was in a bit of a career struggle and just kind of trying to find her place in space, and I remember in one conversation, she had like this revelation, and she realized that she was grown and she didn't have to answer to anybody.
Right.
She was a big girl now.
That was actually a really big aha
That
moment.
was a huge aha moment for her. Like, oh, I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
I can do what I want.
Right.
And, the huge career choice came out of that little decision to honor herself and do the things that she felt were important for her.
Mm-hmm.
And witnessing that, I can't think of better work than that.
No.
Just amazing.
No.
Just amazing.
That's soul work right there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for continuing to chat and just share bits and pieces of stuff with us. I feel like somebody maybe posted a quote somewhere. Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
Yes, Twitter us.
Thank
Fearless,
you.
Free, and Fabulous.
Yeah, we should. We're moving. We're trying to keep up with the times. Tyrene, thank you for the hashtag Fearless, Free, and Fabulous. We're on it.
Yes.
And we may call you for some advice. Amen.
Right. Yeah, like she said, we're not all that technologically savvy.
Yeah.
We're working on it. So we just have a couple of testimonials. These are from some of our classes, and it just reminds us of why we are so passionate about this work, why we do this work. It's interesting. Jean and I had met here at the office, Touch of Health, and on the same day we walked in and we ran right into each other, and at the same time we both said, I need to talk to you. And I said, okay, you first. And she's like, we need to do a workshop for women. And I said, that's what I was going to say. So that is how Fearless, Free, and Fabulous was born. And it really came out of a passion for us just wanting to empower women, to inspire women, to help women reconnect to their own divinity, their own magnificence, and to really just shine and just love who you are. If you've ever been to my office, there's a picture in my office that says, love who you are now. And I wanted the now on there because we are always saying, you know, when I lose weight, when I have the perfect job, the perfect mate, the perfect this, the perfect that, when my life is perfect, then I'll love myself.
Yeah.
No, that's backwards. So I love myself now, and I create all those things, and I draw all those things to me from that vibration.
Yeah. Originally, our idea with this group was to lead into the conversation with food, which I love. I love food, and food does not always love me back, but I love it. And in my own personal story, have had a lot of issues with, compulsive eating or compulsive not eating, and felt like I had a lot to share with that. And when we started to talk about those things, we realized that can be translated into just about anything.
Anything.
It can be translated into, compulsive shutting down. It can be translated into obsessive thoughts. It can be translated into addictions. It can be translated into whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided not to keep it so narrow, but to really open up the conversation to all of those struggles, because at the core, essentially, they're all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah,
absolutely. You could plug anything into that, like you said, and they would it all leads to the same road.
You are not alone. I love food too. Yes, food.
We all love food. So right now, what we're going to do before we go any farther is we're going to have a question and answer session. So we're just going to let you post questions for us. We'll do our best to answer. And you guys are doing great chatting with us. So we'd love to just keep on. So shoot us some questions and let us see what you're thinking.
Shall we sing a song in the meantime?
You can sing. I do not sing, but I will clap for you.
I've been hoarse for the last 3 days, and we were practicing for this on Saturday, and I just kept breaking out into spontaneous song with my crazy voice.
I love these ideas. Fearless, free, and fabulous. Yes. It takes a lot to be fearless, to be a fearless lady in our society.
It takes a lot because we don't even know how that looks. We don't know how that looks.
Right.
People look at the title of Fearless, Free, and Fabulous, and they're like, what?
I know.
What on earth is that? What on earth is that?
You know what I love, though? Is that we're helping women become fearless, so the next generation of women won't have such a hard time.
Yeah.
Because they're going to teach their daughters how to be fearless.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yep. So they're probably typing in their questions. It takes, I think,
a minute.
A minute for everything to kind of pop up on our end.
I love the ability to chat.
Okay. What are some day-to-day tips for staying fearless, free, and fabulous? Oh, go ahead, Debbie. It's yours.
What are some day-to-day tips? You know what I think it is that you have to stay centered.
Oh, yeah.
You got to stay centered, because when you go out into the world, it can get kind of wobbly.
So what does that mean?
That means, well, for me, this is going out and standing in the earth and just reconnecting myself. Or maybe it's just 5 minutes in the morning for me to breathe and relax and connect to myself. And I, not that that's just a one-time one time a day thing.
Right.
But sometimes I do this a million times a day. Like, okay, let me get back to center.
Some days
Let
are
me
like
get back
that.
to center. Let me get back to center.
So that I think the whole center concept is interesting because some people will be like, well, what the heck is center?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're so used to having our bits and pieces scattered everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so center, I think, is that place where you feel like you are yourself and you feel calm and you feel clear.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would call center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, hold on.
We have some questions. Hang on.
They're coming in now.
We have
all
one
right.
from Melissa that said something.
Oh, it is my mission to be fearless, free, and fabulous in 2015. Yes!
How do you keep from falling off the wagon? That was one.
Off the wagon.
How do you keep
Whoop. Oh, how do you keep from falling off the wagon on a hard day?
You have to be gentle. On those really hard days, it's easy to say, all the things you did wrong or all the things that went wrong. But, at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do.
Right.
And you have to be gentle and kind to yourself.
Right. And here's the thing, is that you're going to fall off the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that at the jump makes
Right.
it much easier going into it.
Right.
It makes it much easier that we are having a human experience that is not going to change.
Right.
We have emotions, we have stories, we have trauma, we have people who have hurt us.
Right. And some of my greatest lessons have come from falling off the wagon.
That's right. Yeah. No greater lesson than when your face hits that floor.
Right. Right. When you're face down in the dirt. Let's see.
Yes, I agree that in order to find your center, you need time to meditate and reflect. How many, oh, there's this one. Okay, I'm going to read. This is kind of long. I have let stress due to a loss in my life take a toll on my body. I am now finally, little by little, taking control back. What advice do you have for anyone on taking control back? Oh, that question makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm reading it again so I can really get focused on it. Oh, wow. Yes. The first word that keeps coming up? Nurture, 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 nurture.
Write it down. Write down nurture.
Nurture yourself. Like your spirit. Like stress does take a gigantic toll on your body and your spirit. And I think we have to gain that back. And you have to put some joy back in. Mm-hmm. So finding what brings you joy. What is it? Is it going to the park and swinging? Is it taking a walk outside? Is it blowing bubbles? I don't know. Whatever brings you joy, whatever makes you feel good and makes you not stress, because stress can just wreak havoc on your whole body.
Yeah.
And plus, being the health coach, I'm going to say, feed your body some good food.
Yeah.
Some food that has some substance and some nourishment, because that's going to support your whole body and your mind to help with the stress.
Yeah.
We're looking at the questions. I think there was more at the top.
I think that was it. No, I think right above it. Whoops. Sorry.
Did I go too far?
Yes. Hold on. We've got your questions in front of us and we scrolled down just a little bit too far.
That was that one.
So how many women do you think never reach the ideas of feeling fearless, free, and fabulous? A bunch. A bunch, of course.
A bunch. But we're slowly knocking the numbers down. That's our goal. Our goal is to reach as many women as we can. That's why we're doing the Teleclass, because women can come from anywhere in the country and join us. And I'd love to see thousands and thousands of women, Yeah. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. I love that you guys have an ongoing discussion here about meditation and reflection and prayer. I thank you so much for bringing that up, because that is huge, because at our center is where our spirit lives.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what walk of life you come from, what your belief system is, what your religion is, it does not matter. Having that spiritual connection, having that time where you honor that part of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because we are body, mind, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We live completely in our mind and body,
Mm-hmm.
and we give no time to our spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that that people have such a hard time just being on earth, to just living,
Mm-hmm.
I think really, really has to do with just the fastness of life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would say, at least this is fully true for me, that I have to be really intentional about slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think as women, we don't realize our power.
Mm-hmm.
We can do so much in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we got to the end of the day and we think we got nothing done, we did a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
We did so much for so many people, but we did not take time to honor the spirit that lives in us.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yes.
spirit that moves around us. And having that time, whatever way that is for you, I think is going to be really, really important in this journey.
Mm-hmm. I just want to add to that, and then we're going to answer this question. Is that I'm on the flip side of you, because I'm older than you. But when I was your age and had my children and all of that, I ran myself ragged.
Yeah.
I never put myself on a list. But now that I've gotten older, I've learned that if you don't put yourself there, nobody else will either.
No.
And so I'm very good at taking time for myself now and just carving out time. So we have a question come up that says, how can I make my husband happy with me? Whew. You want to go for that? I'm going to say that the happiness needs to come from you.
Yes.
You have to be happy with you. And then he has to choose that. But it's more important for you to be happy with you. Don't you think? I don't think that you can make people happy with you. I think that is superficial.
Yep.
And that really, in order to find that kind of love that you're looking for, that we're all looking for, is being happy with you first.
Yeah.
Are you in agreement with that?
I am 100% in agreement with that. 100%. And I think, would you think, Debbie, that happy is kind of like an energy or a vibration?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Happy is an energy.
Right.
It's a vibration. And so I think that the first place to start is with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you raise your energy, you raise your vibration, you become content with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You forgive every place you've ever been. You forgive yourself, you love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you talk to yourself, nurture yourself, take care of yourself. It raises your vibration, and inevitably it's going to attract happy energy.
Right.
I mean, when somebody's happy, when you're by a happy person, they make you happy.
You cannot be a party pooper with a happy person.
No, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
So I think it's just a contagious thing.
Right. Right.
Yep. Wow.
That was really awesome.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for all of your questions.
All
Thank
of
you
your
for all of your
input.
questions. Mhm.
Yay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
This is we get so fired up about this because we are so passionate about this work. And, you know, when we connect with women, whether it's chatting here or it's face to face or it's over a teleclass, that is our greatest connection to spirit. And we've been so honored to watch women literally transform right before us. And this is what makes me jump out of bed every day, is to do this kind of work and to know that there's going to be another fearless lady on the planet.
Yes.
And that fearless lady is going to make way for another fearless lady.
Yeah.
And eventually we're going to have a whole world full of fearless women.
Yes.
Which is what our goal is.
Right.
So this is the teleclass. This is how it's going to work. We're going to go on Tuesdays starting February 10th. We wanted to correlate it with Valentine's Day because it's all about love. And for us, this means self-love. And so the teleclass will run from February 10th to March 24th, Tuesday nights from 7 to 8:30. So once you register, we will send you the link to call in every night. And on the teleclass, you'll actually be able to speak with us. So we can hear your voice.
Right.
Which will be awesome. It runs for 6 weeks. It's $199. Regularly, it's $250. And we're going to hold the registration open until the 31st of the month. And if you see on the side of your screen, just under the chat box, you can sign up today and you can join us and you can become another fearless lady.
Yeah. And our 6-week class that we did in person and our 6-week teleclass is going to be very similar, except there's going to be some activities, obviously, that we can't, do because we don't have you right in front of us. But some of the things that we cover, just so that you have an idea, besides the things that you saw around the heart, which were, putting yourself first and being vulnerable and validating your own needs and learning how to ask for help. We also kind of get into what are your fears? What is it that holds you back? We will also do a whole session on food and really how to feed your body. We both, obviously, in both of our work feel like that's really important, and it is really important because you can't think.
Right. Right.
And you can't make good decisions if you are feeding yourself
junk
and
sugar.
No, you just can't. And let's see what else. We'll talk about, get into some of the spiritual connection things. We'll give a lot of resources, and you'll be getting a weekly email with resources, articles, good books to read, good videos to watch, just keeping you like juiced up and motivated, right, and we're just gonna help refill your tank every week, just so that whenever you kind of feel like you're losing steam, you're gonna have that to go to recharge yourself.
Yes. Yeah, and we're open to we're open always, but during the teleclass, you can send us your messages if you get stuck, if you're struggling, and we'll do our best to help you through.
Yep.
So
does anybody have any questions about the logistics, the registration process, anything like that? Well, yeah.
Well,
so that takes a few seconds.
That takes a few seconds for it to pop up, but we're so happy that you joined us, and we hope that you got a little bit of what Fearless, Free, and Fabulous is about. And hopefully you were inspired, and hopefully you had a good time, because we can be goofy.
Yes. And find our page on Facebook. We're
Yes.
Fearless, Free, and Fabulous on Facebook. And in the very near future, we're going to have a Twitter and Instagram page,
Yes,
because
we'll get Taryn
we're
to help
just
us with
both
that.
a little slow in that department, but we're getting there.
Yes.
We are going to stay here for the next 5 minutes. So you may hear us chit-chatting or whatever, but feel free to post your questions. And we'll just be sitting here waiting for your questions. And if you have none, that's great. Thank you so much for coming. We love you.
Yes, we love you. This was awesome. Thanks for taking time out for us.
And for
fearless.
yourselves.
Be fearless.
Free.
Yes. Free.
And fabulous.
And fabulous.
Bam.
You guys are so welcome. We're just so happy you joined us. No one's alone in this. Like I said, this is what women do. We power together. So we need your help. You guys spread the word for us. Spread the word for Fearless, Free, and Fabulous.
Got some more. A few more.
All right, stop.
8:30. Oh, one more minute.
That was awesome. I don't think you missed anything else. Yeah.
All right, so